Hello, good day. So for this video, I'm going to talk about the third domain of Bloom's taxonomy, which is the affective domain. Now, what is affective domain? Affective domain involves our feelings, emotions, and attitudes. This domain includes the manner in which we deal in things emotionally, such as our feelings, values, appreciation, enthusiasm, motivation, and our attitudes. Now, this domain is categorized into 5 more subdomains. It includes receiving, responding, valuing, organizing, and characterizing. This domain forms a hierarchical structure and is arranged from simpler feelings to those that are more complex. This hierarchical structure is based on the principle of internalization. Internalization refers to the process whereby your affect toward something goes from a general awareness level to a point where the affect is internalized and consistently guides or controls your behavior. Therefore, with movement to a more complexity, you become more involved, committed, and internally motivated. Now, let's proceed to the first level of affective domain, which is the receiving. Now, it is described as being aware or sensitive to something and being willing to listen or to pay attention. Receiving is the lowest level of affective domain. It is simply the awareness of feelings and emotions. It involves passively paying attention and being aware of the existence of certain ideas, materials, or phenomena. Without this level, no learning can occur, and if there's no information that can be received, then there's nothing to be remembered. For example, when we are listening attentively to someone, or when we are watching a movie, or listening to a lecture and watching wave crash on the sand. For example of outcome sentences for receiving level is, at the end of the lesson, the students must have listened attentively to the class discussion and listened to and remember the names of the people they just met. Now, the keywords that we can use in receiving are accepts, acknowledge, ask, attend, chooses, describes, develops, erects, follows, gives, holds, identifies, listens, locates, names, points to, seeks, sits, recognize, replies, and uses. Now, on the second level of affective domain, we have the responding. Now, responding is described as showing commitment to respond in some measures to the idea or phenomenon. Now, this level involves students' active participation in the learning process. You are not only aware of the stimulus, but you react or respond to it in some ways. For example, when people are having a conversation, participation in a group discussion, giving a presentation, complying with procedures, and or following directions. Example of outcome statement. At the end of this discussion, the students must have participated actively in the class discussion. Now, the keywords that we can use in making outcome statement in responding level are answers, assists, aids, completes, compiles, comforts, cooperates, discusses, examines, greets, helps, labels, narrates, obeys, performs, practices, presents, reads, recites, reports, responds, select, shows, tells, and writes. In comparison to the first level, in the first level, we are only listening or receiving informations. Now, on the second level, we are now able to respond and react to that kind of information or phenomena. Now, the third level is the valuing, which is described as showing willingness to be perceived as valuing or favoring certain ideas. Now, valuing is the ability to see the worth of something and expresses it. Valuing is concerned with the worth you attach to a particular object, phenomenon, behavior, or piece of information. This level ranges from simple acceptance to a more complex state of commitment. Simpler acceptance may include your desire for a team to improve its skills, while more complex level of commitment may include taking responsibility for the overall improvement of the team. For example, when we are proposing a plan to improve team skills, supporting ideas to increase proficiency, or informing leaders of possible issues. Example of outcome statement in valuing level is by the end of this lesson, the students must have shared their views and ideas about various issues raised in class. Now, keywords that can be used in making outcome statement in valuing level is accepts, appreciates, cherish, defends, demonstrate, devotes, differentiates, initiates, incites, joins, justifies, proposes, pursues, respects, seeks, shares, studies, treasures, and works. Organizing is the fourth level of affective domain, and it is described as arranging values into priorities, creating a unique value system by comparing, relating, and synthesizing values. Organizing involves putting together different values, information, and ideas, then relating them into an already held beliefs to bring it into an internally consistent philosophy. Essentially, it is the ability to prioritize one value over another to create a unique value system. The focus of this level is on comparing, relating, and assessing values to create that unique value system. For instance, spending more time in studying than playing sports, then recognizing the need for balance in between work and family, or prioritizing time effectively to meet goals. Example of outcome statement in organizing level is at the end of the lesson, the learners must have expressed prioritizing life study balance. Now the keywords that we can use in creating outcome statements in organizing level are adheres, alters, arrange, codifies, combines, compares, competes, defends, discriminates, displays, explains, formulates, generalize, identifies, integrates, modifies, orders, organize, pairs, relates, systematizes, synthesizes, and weights. Now for the last level of affective domain, we have the characterization wherein it is considered or described as the practice of value system that controls one behaviors and also an exhibiting behavior that is considered pervasive, predictable, and characteristics of a person. Characterizing or characterization is the highest level of affective domain, and this is about internalizing values. It means acting consistently in accordance with a set of the values you have internalized in your characterization or your philosophy about life. Essentially, you are internalizing values and let them control or guide your behavior. Examples is when you spend time with your family, you refrain from using profanity, and you make friends based on personality and not looks. And for the outcome statement, we can have by the end of the lesson, the students or the learners must have expressed strong commitment to the value. Now, the keywords we can use are acts, discriminates, displays, internalizes, influences, listens, modifies, performs, practices, proposes, qualifies, questions, revises, serves, solves, and verifies.